Welcome to A Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. Happy to be here. Happy Tuesday, Pete?
It's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday. Good. Thank you. Thank you, sir. I don't always know. I'm so grateful that I'm still able to do a show for you guys. And for all of you out there who are watching, one assumes, it is possible my producers are lying to me that we're broadcasting at all. Sure, Stephen, we've put a van on your front lawn. It talks to space. Now take a shower and shout into your phone. Whatever. I'm grateful for something to do. Now, there's one aspect of the show that I've really been missing, and that is my conversations with our friend Jon Batiste. The last couple of weeks, Jon's music has been featured throughout the show, but we have not connected on air yet. So let's give that a shot. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Jon Batiste and Stay Homin'. Jon.
Hey, everybody out there.
What's going on, my friend?
I'm quarantined, as we all are, and
Sure.
This is the show we're doing right now, right?
We're doing a show right now.
Oh, okay. So, Hey, everybody in the audience or at home, I hope you're safe.
Yes, I hope they are too. You're right to ask whether this is a show because it does not. It almost entirely, but not completely, does not feel like a show.
It absolutely doesn't feel like a show. There's no audience. I don't feel the in-person energy. I really miss that, but we're doing what we can.
How's your family down in New Orleans? I know there's been a lot of cases down in Louisiana.
You know, I really am grateful for everybody on the front lines. You know, there's so much that we have to go through. This is just the beginning. I can feel that we haven't even really hit the intensity of where this moment is going to go. And I'm just grateful for the people on the front lines in Louisiana. My family's staying home, and my sister, she's been working from home, and my parents are retired. So, you know, family time.
That's nice. That's nice. Well, could you play us a little something while I go back to start the monologue?
Oh, yeah, of course.
What you got? Jon Batiste, everybody. Now, one thing I have not been missing is Donald Trump, and yet he persists. Yesterday, Donald Trump was asked about a critical report from the Health and Human Services Administrator's Inspector General, and he was not amused.
I know you don't want to talk about the Inspector General report, but testing is still a big issue in this country.
He reacts like a teenage girl. Here we go again. A reporter wanting to know information. I'll tell you what, you just got tested, and you are positive for being a total bitch. That's my new Trump impression. Trump explained that global pandemic is not the federal government's job.
Hospitals can do their own testing also. States can do their own testing. States are supposed to be doing testing. Hospitals are supposed to be doing testing. Do you understand that? We're the federal government. Listen to me. We're the federal government. We're not supposed to stand on street corners doing testing.
First of all, yes, it is the federal government's job. Second, street corners? Who does he think does the testing? Hey, baby, you need a date? How about $5 for a hand swab? Trump then pointed to a chart that he had that showed the country had gone from almost no testing to some testing and scolded the reporter.
You should say, congratulations, great job, instead of being so horrid in the way you ask a question.
Yes, a reporter's job isn't to ask questions. It is to praise the president for doing a great job. Just like when Woodward and Bernstein got Nixon that congrats on the corruption cake. From there, it was just open season on every reporter who asked about the IG report, like ABC's John Carl.
Follow up on this question of the HHS Inspector General. It wasn't so much her opinion, but they interviewed 323 different hospitals.
Well, it still could be her opinion. When was she appointed? When was she appointed?
Did serve in the previous administration.
Oh, you didn't tell me that. Oh, I see. You're a third-rate reporter, and what you just said is a disgrace. Thank you very much, John. Thank you very much. You will never make it.
What is wrong with him? Look, for the record, this Inspector General started under Bill Clinton, served for 8 years for George W. Bush, 8 years for Obama, and then, you know what? Who gives a Trump doesn't understand that no one cares about these hissy fits anymore. All of this drama no longer plays to the camera, sir. Not even to your own supporters, because it doesn't matter who you voted for. Everyone just wants to know the truth, because that's how you stay alive. So grow up and do your damn job. We have to. You should too. Is it still Tuesday? Okay. Yeah. Trump also revealed that he had a phone call with Joe Biden.
I also spoke just a few minutes ago with former Vice President Biden, who called, and we had a really wonderful, warm conversation. It was a very nice conversation. We talked about pretty much this. This is what we talked about. He gave me his point of view, and I fully understood that. And we just had a very friendly conversation.
Yes, it was a perfectly friendly conversation. Joe Biden offered advice on how to deal with the pandemic, and Trump asked Biden if he had any dirt on Joe Biden. Oh, speaking of Joe Biden, there was an election today in Wisconsin. Now, despite the fact that every other state has postponed its primary this month or moved to mail-in ballots, at the insistence of the Wisconsin Republican legislature, the Badger State went ahead with their primary. I guess it's Wisconsin's way of showing New Hampshire that you can live free and die. Here's how we got in this mess. Yesterday, there was a last-minute order from Wisconsin's Democratic governor and iron-deficient Anthony Fauci, Tony Evers. Evers gave the order to postpone in-person voting due to the coronavirus, but just hours later, the Wisconsin Supreme Court overturned him. It's clearly sadistic to make people risk their lives to vote, but the ruling was no surprise coming from Chief Justice Jigsaw.
I've hidden the ballot inside your abdomen. To vote, you must cut yourself open with an I voted sticker.
The ruling went up to the U.S. Supreme Court, and the conservative majority there blocked extended voting in Wisconsin by a vote of 5-4. Well, of course, the Supreme Court is used to voting while social distancing. Everybody knows to stay at least 6 feet away from Brett Kavanaugh after he's boofed. So voters were forced to do their best today, lining up at polling places to perform their constitutional duty and hoping not to get sick. Luckily, a lot of Wisconsin residents already have all the materials they need to make their own masks. Again, it's only Tuesday. Tuesday. But it's already been a terrible week for Acting Secretary of the Navy and man who ordered his hairline to retreat, Thomas Modly. Modly offered to resign today over some controversial comments he made yesterday. It all started last week when the concerned commander of the aircraft carrier, the USS Theodore Roosevelt, wrote a memo to the U.S. Navy saying that of his 4,000 crew, more than 100 sailors were already infected with the coronavirus, saying, "We are not at war. Sailors do not need to die," and warned his superiors that sailors aboard the aircraft carrier would die unless about 90% of the crew were moved into individual quarantine. And sailors are particularly high risk. You know how the popular song goes, "In the Navy, cough on your fellow man in the Navy. Hey, no need to wash your hands." Goes on from there. The memo was leaked to the press, so Modly sprang into action to rectify the situation and fired Captain Crozier. Here's a video of the crew sending their captain off. Did you hear that chanting? He's the most popular captain since Crunch. But firing Crozier wasn't good enough for Modly. No, Sunday, Modly went aboard the USS Theodore Roosevelt and gave a speech to the sailors trashing their beloved captain.
If he didn't think that information was going to get out into the public in this information age that we live in, then he was A, too naive or too stupid to be the commanding officer of a ship like this.
I agree with that sailor. What the Read the room, Modly. The man you're calling stupid just tried to save your audience's lives. That's like telling the survivors of Sully Sullenberger's plane, "Okay, it was a nice landing, but can we talk about that stupid mustache now? There's no way Tom Hanks will ever play that guy. Am I right? Am I right?" And Secretary Modly, if you didn't think your tone-deaf speech was going to get out into the public, you're either too naive or too stupid to be running the Navy. Oh, but wait, there's more. Because then Modly shifted gears from insulting the captain to insulting the crew.
That's your duty, not to complain. Everyone's scared about this thing. But I tell you something, if this ship was in combat and there were hypersonic missiles coming at it, you'd be pretty scared too. But you do your jobs.
First of all, don't imply the crew is a bunch of cowards because they don't want to catch a deadly virus. They signed up to serve their country, not endanger their lives for no reason on a ship. If they wanted to do that, they'd go on a cruise. I just don't understand why he's going after the crew of the Teddy Roosevelt. TR's motto was talk softly and carry a big stick, not talk loudly and be a huge dick. Well, after the audio leaked, Moodley released this statement. I stand by every word I said. Okay, good for you. Be a man, take your licks, stand up for yourself. And then he took a few licks, so the next day he sat his ass down. Let me be clear, I do not think Captain Brett Crozier is naive nor stupid. Yeah, I stand by every word, except that I apologize. I take back every word I said about the captain and the crew, but I did mean it when I said the word ship. Hey, you know who might need a big ship? The UFC. Because they've just announced they are getting a private island to hold weekly fights amid the coronavirus crisis. I don't see why they need to do this. Why do you want to fight island? If you want to fight island, just come to the island of Manhattan and try to buy 2 rolls of toilet paper. It's a total bloodbath, and then there's nothing to wipe it up with. UFC President Dana White assured viewers that the private island, where men beat each other for our amusement, will be totally safe.
We're going to make sure that 100% healthy athletes, healthy athletic commission people, healthy judges, referees, my production people, that everybody there is going to be healthy. We're going to make sure that everybody's going to be safe before, during, and after the fights.
Wait, during the fights? Don't worry. After I shatter your eye socket, I'm going to wash my hands for 2 happy birthdays. All right? Now, let me just punch you in the throat. Mr. White explained how he plans to keep the island COVID-free.
We have all our own planes and everything. Everybody is going to be pre-tested and tested and tested and tested.
So the good news is there are plenty of coronavirus tests. The bad news, they're all on Fight Island. So if your Nana's got a fever, just pop a mouth guard in and lower her into the octagon. We've got a show for you tonight. Up next, I talk to our old friend Conan O'Brien on my show. Or is he talking to me on his show? There's only one way to find out. Stick around.